I'm scared to death now.
I didn't think today was going to be this way.
This group has been, I'd say, the first real support that we've been able to access for Izzie that's been relevant, specific, available. So really for us, it's about having something for Izzie to go to, full stop, because there hasn't been anything else. It's as simple as that. I think from Izzie's point of view, it is specific in terms of both the age group and what it's attempting to do. You know, I think if it had been just like a social club, for example, that wouldn't have worked because Izzie wouldn't have engaged because she wouldn't have been comfortable. I think if it was a bigger group of people, she wouldn't have engaged. I think if it was mixed boys and girls, she wouldn't have engaged. I think if there was a wide age gap, she wouldn't have engaged. So the fact that it is so specific and so tailored has made it accessible, both as support and the skills, the topics, the structure to that, again, has really made it easy to motivate, easy to want to come. It's meant that she's had not a goal every time, but there's been a purpose to attending every week. And there were art therapy sessions in some of the groups that ran previously. Again, that was another help with motivation, because Izzy struggled with her mental health, and actually motivation's been a big issue. So having those things, having something to come for, has been hugely important for Izzy. And I think for her mental health point of view, it's been the biggest point of support that we've had. So from my point of view, again, lots of different layers. I feel like I'm able to give her, I'm able to help her, because I'm saying there is something we can do, let's go and do this. So it's as simple as that. It's great to sit down with other parents who are in the same situation as you, whether that's just sharing experiences or whether that's sharing knowledge, just talking about whether it's about school and different people's experiences of their particular schools, or what they found worked, or what services are available for them. Just having those conversations with people who are in the same boat as you is revolutionary. I'd say it's really important to have accessible groups like this, regardless of the age of the child or the gender of the child or the child's ability. I think one of the most important things, and it seems like a silly thing, but it's incredibly important, is that this is what I call an out of hours group. There are things that run for parents and for children, but they're 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. And those are effectively services that a lot of people simply can't access, because if you're at work as a parent, you either can't get your child there or you can't attend yourself. So there have been one-off days about how to deal with specific behaviours. There have been courses for working with adolescents, and they ran from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. for 6 weeks every Tuesday. If you work, there's no way you can access those. And it's not as though you're saying, well, I'm at work, I can't attend an appointment. The fact is, I'm already having to take time off of work to go to other appointments, because children who have autism tend to have other issues as well, whether those are mental health issues or other physical issues. So I'm already in and out of school a lot. I'm already going to psychiatry appointments. I'm already going to other things, and I'm sure most of the parents are in the same position. So it's about, you have to choose what it is that you can take time out of work for. I'm very lucky that I have an employer who's really flexible, but my husband, for example, he loses half a day's pay if he has to take Izzie to an appointment. So it simply doesn't happen. and I'm sure lots of other people are in that position, and it means that things that are offered that are Monday to Friday during the day aren't really services that are offered because they're inaccessible to most people. So it seems like a really small thing, but it's really important to us that we can access these things. Yes, I went to, not to another group as such, but there was a session offered at CAMS in Leamington. It was very well intentioned, but it wasn't tailored. So there were parents there of 2-year-olds and parents there of 16, 17-year-olds. And of course, there's no way that really works for anybody. And it was also run by people who weren't really experienced. So there was a session that I went to, which was, your child has just been diagnosed with autism. And it was a presentation given by 2 really lovely girls about what is autism. Now, every parent there had a child with autism. They'd all been living with that for years and years and years. We all knew what autism was. Thank you very much. So it wasn't the right sort of support. It wasn't specific. And it's difficult because, especially with autism, every child is different. Every child is somewhere, differently along the spectrum and has different issues. So I understand that it's difficult to make that specific, but having you guys here who know what you're doing, know what you're talking about, have lots and lots of experience, that's what makes the difference. I think it's because every child's needs are so different, are so individual, that actually you can't run this sort of group unless you have a really good, sound depth of knowledge, not just knowledge, but experience as well. It's difficult to say, isn't it? But I think Izzie gets most out of this because you know exactly how to work with her. And that's because you have the knowledge and the experience to go with it. I would say for Izzie, she comes out of the sessions with looking forward. So she talks about, not in a great deal, but she talks about what you've done, and then it will lead to, we will then have a conversation in the car on the way home about what she might do at college, about what she might do in the future for work. It gives her that a really positive outlook. And I think she also is starting to realise that she's got peers that are like her, that have the same experiences as her, that she can learn from and that she can share those experiences with. I think it makes her feel less of an outsider, and all the horrible things that kids say to each other at school. I think she realises, oh, actually, no, I'm not on my own. I'm not the only one. I'm not this strange individual that's unlike anybody else. Actually, there's lots of people like me, and I've interacted with them, and they're all great people, and I enjoy their company. And I think that's helped her mental health hugely. I really do.